Foundation, and they have an Arts and Culture Committee. This has been one of our projects for as long as I can remember. Wilbur Wood would probably know exactly how long I should remember, but it's been probably 30, 35 years. And so we agreed a long time ago to pick this up from some people who had started it. And so we would continue to kind of put volunteers together and make sure that we can bring these folks here. The other thing is it's great that a city has a park because it would be hard to do Shakespeare in the park. And I want to just thank our city for having a great park and the way they take care of our parks and the fact we have a place to do this. So when they actually come, we try and provide, food and support. And so the first thing they do when they get here, they go to Busy Bee Cafe. They've been going to Busy Bee Cafe for as long as we've been doing this, and they have a great lunch. And they come out here and set up, and you guys are going to appreciate this wonderful play. But when it's over, they're going to take this whole thing down, and then they're going to have a wonderful potluck. And Tommy Alger has sort of been coordinating this for forever. And at the end of this, I'm going to sort of invite other people to kind of help us do this. A lot of us are getting a little long in the tooth, and we could use a little young blood in putting this on. But so some of the people that actually do the food here, I'm going to list them. And if you see them here, thank them. So of course, Tommy, she takes charge of kind of doing all the food, putting it together, but she's kind of manning the potluck. And then Stacey Mihalovich, she's going to provide a venue for the breakfast. So after in the morning, we give them a great breakfast before they head off to their next play. So Norma Trent, Julia Sirovets, Tom and Dixie Liggett, Andrea Durgan, Viv Edwards, Madeline Cooper, Peggy Underser, Aaron Genoso, Barb Crosby, Pat and Deb Perella, Dale Alger, Dale and Tommy, Roberta Heckstrom, and Wilbur Elizabeth Woods all contributed to the meals they're going to get. I also want to thank the people in our community that helped promote this, so you know it's actually coming. So, we have the Roundup Record Tribune, First Security Bank, Roundup Panther Radio. The RSVP helped promote this a little bit, Valley Credit Union. I may miss some folks. Wilbur and Elizabeth goes out and they put out the signs. They kind of oversee and make sure the promotion happens and you know it's coming. And so, so all those kind of things go to make sure that these people are welcome and that you can enjoy this great event. One thing like I was saying earlier, that this troop over the last few years has gone through some interesting succession. They brought in new leadership, changed people, and so this thing is going to live on. And for it to live on in our community, we're going to need some new folks. So for those of you who think it'd be really cool to help with this event, please come and see me after the show. We'd love to get some new blood. And basically it's doing that, putting the meals together. Now one thing we didn't do this year, and I see Jeff and B. Rath down there. Jeff came up to me and said, "What the heck? What's happening with these homestays?" Because a lot of us do homestays. This year, coming out of COVID, they decided not to do it. But like Jeff and B and our family and others, having an actor stay with you at home, and if you got kids and stuff, that's part of the specialness of having them here. I know our kids, God, I don't know, I'd ask my wife Dana, how young our kids when Shakespeare came, and they were really little, and they just thought that was the most exciting thing. So anyway, I'll stop there because you want to see a good show.
The motels.
Oh yes, yeah, the motels. This year they stayed in the motels because they weren't staying in our homes. So anyway, I know you're gonna kick me off because I'm talking too long. Anyway, thank you.
One more thank you for Bill. And a special thank you again to the Muscle Shell Valley Community Foundation's Arts and Culture Committee. Not possible to be here without them. We also have a few quick thank yous of our own to make, namely our home base, the College of Arts and Architecture at Montana State University. Go Bobcats! We also must thank our foundation corporate support, SpecTech Thunderbird International, the Gilhousen Family Foundation, the Gianforte Family Foundation, the Hearst Foundation, and the Michael J. Connell Foundation. But most importantly, we must thank each and every single one of you, not only the community organizers that bring us here, But those of you that have the means to give to the company, that have kept it around for 49 years, it really is true that this company belongs to the people of Montana. Over the last most difficult year in particular, it's individual donors, people giving what they can that have kept the company alive, allowed us to recover from the last year, and propelled us into what is a full tour this season to 61 communities across 5 different states that are privileged to have a Montana as a neighbor, to send out a company like this. You'll find in your programs on page 18 all the different ways that you can give, but enough of that for now. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy as we give you William Shakespeare's Cymbeline!
Avoid heads! Keep them apart!
Please! Oh, no, be assured! You shall not find me, daughter, at the slander of most stepmothers, evil-eyed upon you. You're my prisoner, but your jailer shall deliver you the keys and lock up your restraint. And for you, Posthumus, so soon as I can win the offended king, I will be known your advocate. Marry, but the fire of rage is in him, and 'twere good that you leaned unto his sentence with what patience your wisdom can inform you.
Please, your highness, I will from hence today.
Well, you know the peril, so. Oh, well, I'll fetch a turn about the garden, pitying the pains of barred affection. Though the king hath charged, you should not speak together. Oh, dissembling courtesy! How fine! This tyrant can tickle where she wounds. My dearest husband, I something fear my father's wrath, but nothing what his rage can do on me. You must be gone, and I shall here abide the hourly shot of angry eyes, not comforted to live, but that there is this jewel that I may see again.
My queen, my mistress, oh lady, weep no more. I will remain the loyalest husband that did e'er plight troth. My residence in Rome, at one Philari, is thither right, my queen. And with mine eyes I'll drink the words you send, though ink be made of gall.
Be brief, I pray you. If the king come, I shall incur I know not how much of his displeasure. And yet I'll move him to walk this way. I prithee, hence!
Should we be taking leave, as long a term as yet we have to live, the loathness to depart would grow. Adieu.
Nay, stay a little. Were you but riding forth to air yourself, such parting were too petty. Look here, love. This diamond was my mother's. Take it, heart. But keep it till you woo another wife when Imogen is dead.
How? How another? You gentle gods, give me but this I have, and sear up my embracements from a next with bonds of death. Remain thou there while sense can keep it on. For my sake, wear this. It is a manacle of love. I'll place it upon this fairest prisoner.
When shall we see again?
Alack, the king.
Thou basest thing! Avoid hence from my sight! If after this command thou fraught the court with thy unworthiness, thou diest! Away! Thou art poison to my blood.
The gods protect you, and bless the good remainders of the court. I am gone.
There cannot be a pinch in death more sharp than this is.
Oh, disloyal thing, thou shouldst repair my youth, thou heapst the year's age on me.
I beseech you, sir, harm not yourself with your vexation. I am senseless of your wrath.
Past grace, obedience,
Past hope, and in despair. That way past grace.
thou mightst have had the sole son of my queen.
Oh, blessed that I might not. I chose an eagle and did avoid
tookst a beggar! Must have made my throne a seat for baseness!
No! I'd rather added a luster to it.
Oh, thou vile one!
Sir! It is your fault that I have loved Posthumus. You bred him as my playfellow, and he is a man worth any woman.
What? Art thou mad?
Almost, sir. Heaven restore me. Would I were a needherd's daughter, and my Leonatus a neighbor's shepherd's son.
Thou foolish thing! They were again together!
Okay.
You have not done after our command. Away with her and pen her up!
Beseech your patience, peace, dear lady daughter. Peace. Sweet sovereign, leave us to ourselves and make yourself some comfort out of your best advice.
Nay, let her languish a drop of blood a day, and being aged, die of this folly.
Fine. You must give way. Oh, your servant! How now, sir? What news?
My lord, your son drew upon my master.
Oh, no harm, I trust, is done.
Well, there might have been, but that my master rather played than fought. There was no help of anger. They were parted by gentlemen at hand.
Oh, well, I'm very glad on it.
Your son's my father's friend. He takes his part to draw upon an exile.
Oh, brave sir! Why came you from your master?
On his command. He would not suffer me to bring him to the haven, and left notes of what commandments I might be subject to when pleased you to employ me.
Oh, this has been your faithful servant. I dare lay mine honor he will remain so.
I humbly thank your highness.
Pray, walk a while. Are your hands off? I've got.
Oh, sir, I would advise you shift a shirt. The violence of action hath made you reek as a sacrifice.
Reek?
Where air comes out, air comes in. There is none abroad so wholesome as that you vent.
If my shirt were bloody, then to shift it. Have I hurt him?
No, faith, not so much as his patience.
His what?
Hurt him? Oh, well, his body is a passable carcass, if it be not hurt.
The villain would not stand me.
No, but he fled forward still, towards face.
My face?
Stand you. You have land enough of your own, but he added to your having, gave you some ground.
I would they had not come between us.
I would, until you'd measured out how long a fool you were upon the ground.
And that she should love this fellow and refuse me.
If it be a sin to make a true election, then she is damned.
She's what?
Sir, as I've told you always, her beauty and her brain go not together.
Come, out of my chamber. Would there have been some hurt done?
I wish it not, unless it had been the fall of an ass, which is no great hurt.
Hey, come, let's go together.
Nay, Philaria! Nay, this matter of marrying his king's daughter, wherein Posthumus Leonatus must be weighed rather by her value than his own, words him, I doubt not, a great deal from the master.
And then his banishment?
Aye, but how comes it he is to sojourn with you? How creeps acquaintance?
His father and I were soldiers together,
Ah.
to whom I have often been bound for no less than my life. Oh,
Aye.
I beseech you all, be better known to this gentleman, whom I commend to you as a noble friend of mine. How worthy he is, I will leave to appear hereafter, rather than story him in his own hearing.
Sir, we have known together in Orleans.
Since when I have been debtor to you for courtesies which I will be ever to pay, and yet pay still.
Sir, you overrate my poor kindness. I was glad I could atone my countrymen in you. It had been pity. You two should have been put together with so mortal a purpose as did each bore upon importance of so slight and trivial a nature.
By your pardon, sir, I was then a young traveler, but upon my mended judgment, my quarrel was not altogether slight.
Faith, yes, to be put to the arbitrament of swords, and by such too that would by all likelihood have confounded one the other, or have fallen both.
Can we with manners ask what was the difference?
Safely, I think. Each of us fell in praise of our country's mistresses. This gentleman at that time vouching, and upon warrant of bloody affirmation, his to be more fair, virtuous, wise,
Chaste, constant,
qualified, and less attemptable than any of the rarest of our ladies in France.
That lady is not now living, or this gentleman's opinion by this worn out.
she holds her virtue still, and I my mind.
You must not so far prefer her for ours of Italy.
Being so far provoked as I was in France, I would abate her nothing.
She went before others, I have seen. As that diamond of yours outlusters many I have beheld, I could not but believe she excelled many. But I have not seen the most precious diamond that is, nor you the lady.
I praised her as I rated her, so do I my stone.
What do you esteem it at?
More than the world enjoys.
Either your unparagoned mistress is dead, or she's outprized by a trifle.
You are mistaken. The one may be sold or given, the other is not a thing for sale.
Your ring may be stolen too, so your brace of unprizable estimation. The one is but frail, the other casual. A cunning thief or a that-away accomplished courtier would hazard the winning both of first and last.
But your Italy contains none so accomplished a courtier to convince the honor of my mistress. I do nothing doubt you have store of thieves, notwithstanding, I fear not my ring.
Let us leave here, gentlemen.
Sir, with all my heart. This worthy signor, I thank him, makes no stranger of me. We are familiar at first.
With 5 times so much conversation, I should get ground of your fair mistress. Make her go back, even to the yielding, had I admittance and opportunity to friend.
No.
I dare thereupon pawn the moiety of my estate to your ring, which in my opinion overvalues it something. And I make my wager rather against your confidence than her reputation. And to bar your offense hereunto, I durst attempt it against any lady in the world.
Gentlemen, enough of this. It came in too suddenly. Let it die as it was born, and I pray you be better acquainted.
What lady would you choose to assail?
Yours, whom in constancy you think stands so safe. I will lay you 10,000 ducats to your ring that commend me to the court where your lady is, having no more advantage but the opportunity of a second conference, and I will bring from thence that honor of hers which you imagine so reserved.
I will wage against your gold. My ring I hold dear as my finger, 'tis part of it.
I am the master of my speeches, and will undergo what's spoken, I swear.
Oh, will you? I shall but lend my diamond till your return. Let there be covenants drawn between us. My mistress exceeds in goodness the hugeness of your unworthy thinking. I dare you to this match. Here's my ring.
I will have it no less.
Oh, by the gods, it is one! If I bring you no sufficient testimony that I have enjoyed the dearest bodily part of your mistress, my 10,000 ducats are yours, so is your diamond too. If I come off and leave her in such honor as you have trusted, she your jewel, this your jewel, and my gold are yours.
I embrace these conditions. Let there be articles betwixt us. Only, thus far you shall answer. If you make your voyage upon her and give me directly to understand you have prevailed, I am no longer your enemy, and she is not worth our debate. If she remain unseduced, you, not making it appear otherwise, for your ill opinion and the assault you have made to her chastity, you shall answer me with your sword.
Your hand, a covenant.
Agreed.
Tomorrow, sir. I may pray.
Will this hold? Thank you.
Signor Giacomo will not from it. We pray you let us follow him.
Now, Master Doctor, have you brought those drugs?
Please, it, your highness, here they are, madam. But I beseech your grace, without offense, my conscience bids me ask, wherefore you have commanded of me these most poisonous compounds, which are the movers of a languishing death, but though slow, deadly.
Well, I wonder, Doctor, thou asked me such a question? Have I not been thy pupil long?
Why,
Has not thou learned me how to make perfumes, distill, preserve, yea, so that the great king himself doth woo me oft for my confection?
He does, madam.
And having thus far proceeded, what unless thou thinkst me devilish?
No, madam, no.
Well, then is it not meet that I did amplify my judgments with other conclusions? Doctor, I would try the forces of these thy compounds on such creatures as we count not worth the hanging, but none human, to try the vigor of them and apply allayment to their acts, and by them gather their several virtues and effects.
Your Highness shall from this practice but make hard your heart.
Doctor.
Besides, the seeing these effects will be both noisome and
Catch thee!
Doctor,
Whoa! Here comes a flattering rascal. But upon him will I first work. He's for his master and enemy to my son. Oh, how now, Pisanio? Doctor, your service this time is ended, so take your own way. Take your own way. Okay. Hark thee, a word.
I don't like her. She doth think she has strange, lingering poisons. I do know her spirit, and will not trust one of her malice with a drug of such damned nature. Those she has will stupefy and dull the sense a while, which first perchance she'll prove on cats and dogs, then afterward up higher. But there's no danger in what show of death it makes, more than the locking up the spirits a time to be more fresh. Reviving. She is fooled with a most false effect, and I the truer, so to be false with her.
No further service, doctor, until I send for thee.
I humbly take my leave.
Okay. So weeps she still, sayest thou?
Aye.
Oh, dost thou think in time she will not quench and let instructions enter where folly now possesses? But do thou work, and when thou shalt bring me word she loves my son, I'll tell thee on the instant thou art as great as is thy master. Greater. See, for his fortunes all lie speechless, and his name is at last death. Bassanio, return he cannot, nor continue where he is. What dost thou expect? To be depender on a thing that leans? That cannot be new built, nor has no friends upon which but to prop him. Well, thou takest up, thou knowst not what, but take it for thy labor. It's a thing that I made, which hath the king 5 times redeemed from death. Nay, I prithee take it. It is an earnest of a farther good I mean to thee. Tell thy mistress how the case stands with her. Do it as from thyself.
And shall do. But when to my good lord I prove untrue, I'll choke myself. That's all I'll do for you.
Oh, he is a sly and constant knave not to be shaped. But he's for his master, and in remembrance of her to hold the hand fast to her lord. So I have given him that which, if he take, shall quite unpeople her of liegers for her sweet, and which she, after, except she bend her humor, shall be assured to taste of too.
supreme crown of grief, and all of those repeated vexations of it. Why, who may this be?
Madam, a noble gentleman of Rome comes from my lord with letters.
Change you, madam! The worthy Leonatus is in safety and greets your highness dearly.
Thanks, sir. You're kindly welcome.
All of her that is out of door most rich. If she be furnished with a mind so rare, she is alone the Arabian bird, and I have lost the wager. Oh, boldness be my friend.
He is one of the noblest note, to whose kindness I am most infinitely tied. Reflect upon him accordingly, as you value your trust. Leonatus postulates. So far I read aloud, but even the very middle of my heart is warmed by the rest and takes it thankfully. You are as welcome, worthy sir, as I have words to bid you, and shall find it so in all that I can do.
Thanks, fairest lady. What are men mad? Hath nature given them eyes, and can we not with spectacles so precious partition make twixt fair and foul?
What dear sir thus raps you? Are you well?
Thanks, madam. Well. Oh, beseech you, sir, desire my man's abode where I did leave him. He's strange and peevish.
I was going, sir, to give him welcome.
Come. Continues well, my lord. His health beseech you.
Well, madam.
Well, is he disposed to mirth? I hope he is.
Exceeding pleasant, none a stranger there, so merry and so gamesome. He is called the Britain Reveler.
Well, when he was here, he did incline to sadness, and oft times not knowing why.
I never saw him sad. And yet, heavens knows, some men are much to blame.
Well, not he, I
Oh,
hope.
not he! And yet heaven's bounty towards him might be used more thankfully. In himself, 'tis much. In you, which I account his beyond all talent. Whilst I am bound to wonder, I am bound to pity, too.
What do you pity?
Two creatures heartily.
Am I one? You look on me. What rack discern you in me deserves your pity? You do seem to know something of me, or what concerns me. Pray you, discover to me where both you spur and stop.
Had I this cheek to bathe my lips upon, this hand whose every touch would force the feeler soul to the oath of loyalty, should I, damn then, slaver with lips as common as the stairs, join grips with hands made hard with hourly falsehood?
My lord, I fear has forgot Britain.
And himself.
Let's hear no more.
Oh, dearest soul, your cause doth strike my heart with pity that doth make me sick. A lady so fair and fastened to an empery would make the greatest king double. Be revenged, or she that bore you was no queen, and you recoil from your great stock.
Revenge? How should I be revenged? If this be true, as I have such a heart that both mine ears must not in haste abuse, if this be true, how should I be revenged?
Should he make me live like Diana's priest betwixt cold sheets, while he is vaulting variable ramps in your despite upon your purse? Revenge it. I dedicate myself to your sweet pleasure.
What hope, Bassanio?
Let me my service tender on your lips.
Away! I do condemn mine ears that have so long attended thee. If that wert honorable, thou wouldst have told this tale for virtue, not for such an end thou seekst, as base as strange. Thou wrongst a gentleman that is as far from thy report as thou from honor, and solicits here a lady that disdains thee and the devil alike. What? Oh, Bassanio! The king, my father, shall be acquainted of thy assault. What? Oh, Bassanio!
Oh, happy Leonatus! I may say the credit that thy lady hath of thee deserves thy trust, and thy most perfect goodness her assured credit. Give me your pardon. I have spoke this to know if your affiance were deeply rooted, and shall make your lord men like a descended god. He hath the kind of honor sets him off more than a mortal seeing. Be not angry, most mighty princess, that I have adventured to try your taking of a false report. The love I bear him made me to fan you thus. But the gods made you, unlike all others, chapless. Pray your pardon.
All's well, sir. Take my power in the court for yours.
My humble thanks. I had almost forgot to entreat your grace, but in a small request.
Pray, what is?
Some dozen Romans of us and your lord have mingled sums to buy a present for the emperor. 'Tis plate of rare device and jewels of rich and exquisite form, their values great. And I am something curious, being strange, to have them in safe stowage. May it please you to take them in protection.
Willingly, and pawn mine honor for their safety. Since my lord hath interest in them, I shall keep them in my bedchamber.
They are in a trunk attended by my men. I will make bold to send them to you only for this night. I must aboard tomorrow.
Oh, no.
I must, madam. Therefore I shall beseech you, if you please, to greet your lord with writing due tonight. I have outstood my time, which is material to the tender of our present.
I will write. Send your trunk to me, it shall safe be kept and truly yielded you. You're kindly welcome.
You know, I'd rather not be so noble as I am. They dare not fight with me because of the queen, my mother. Forget. Ah. In here. Yeah, I know. Get it. Yeah! 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 Oh! You know, every every jack slave hath his belly full of fighting, but I must go up and down like a cock that nobody can match.
It's a cock and a capon, too.
Sayest thou?
Did you hear of a stranger that's come to court tonight?
A stranger? And I not know on't?
He's a strange fellow himself and knows not on't.
Huh?
There's an Italian come, and 'tis thought one of Leonatus's friends.
Posthumous Leonatus? A banished rascal. And he's another whatsoever. Oh, come. Well, I'll go see this Italian. What I've lost today of bowls, I'll win tonight of him. Go!
That such a crafty devil as is his mother should yield the world this ass. A woman who bears all down with her brain, and this her son cannot take 2 from 20 for his heart and leave 18.
Britannia!
Alas, poor princess, thou divine Imogen, what thou endurest betwixt a father by thy stepdame governed, a mother hourly coining plots, a wooer more hateful than the foul expulsion is of thy most dear husband. But keep unshaked that temple, thy fair mind, that thou mayest stand to enjoy thy banished lord and this great land.
I have read 3 hours. My eyes are weak. Fold down the leaf where I have left. To bed. Sleep hath seized me wholly. From fairies and the tempters of the night, guard me, beseech ye.
Crickets sing, and man's o'erlabored sense repairs itself by rest. Our Tarquin thus did softly press the rushes ere he wakened, the chastity he wounded. at the rear how bravely thou becomest thy bed. Fresh lily and whiter than the sheets, that I might touch, but kiss, one kiss. Rubies on Paracot, how dearly they do't. 'Tis her breathing that perfumes the chamber thus. But my design to note the chamber, I will write all down. Such and such pictures, there the window, such the adornment of her bed. Oh, but some natural notes about her body, above 10,000 meaner movables would testify to enrich mine inventory. Sleep, thou ape of death, lie dull upon her and be her senses but as a monument, thus in a chapel lying. Come on. Come on. As slippery as the Gordian knot was hard. 'Tis mine, and this will witness outwardly as strongly as the conscience does within to the maddening of her lord. Oh, 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 oh. On her left breast, a mole sink spotted like the crimson drops at the bottom of a cowslip. This secret will force him think I have picked the lock and ta'en the treasure of her honor. No more, to what end? Why should I write down what's riveted, screwed to my memory? I have enough. To the trunk again and shut the spring of it. Oh, swift, swift, you dragons of the night, whose dawning may bear the raven's eye. I lodge in fear. Though this, a heavenly angel, hell is here. 1, 2, 3, time.
Hey, keep it all. I need it not. If I could get this foolish Imogen, I should have gold enough. It's almost morning, if not
Day, my lord.
I'm advised to give her music a morning. They say it will penetrate.
Right? Penetrate. Okay.
Come on, shoot. Come closer, please. Forget it. Stop blowing!
Hark, the Lord at heaven's gate sings, and Phoebus skins arise, and Phoebus skins arise. His steeds to water at those springs on chalice flowers that lies, and winking merry but begin to ope their golden eyes. Arise, 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 arise,
So, get you gone. If this penetrate, I'll consider your music the better.
So good, my lord. The king comes here and on.
I'm glad I was up so late, for that's the reason I'm up so early. He cannot choose but take this service I've done fatherly. Good morrow to your majesty and to my gracious mother.
Attend you the door of our stern daughter? Was she not forth?
I have assailed her ear with musics, but she vouchsafes no notice.
The exile of her minion is too new. She has not yet forgot him. Some more time must wear the print of his remembrance out. Then she is yours.
Well, and you are most bound to the king, who lets go by no vantages that would prefer you to his daughter.
Oh, please, your grace, the ambassador
ambassadors of Rome. The one is Caius Lucius.
Ah, a worthy fellow. Albeit he comes on angry purpose now, but that's no fault of his. Our dear son, when you have given good morning to your mistress, attend the queen and us. We have need to employ you towards this Roman. Come, our queen.
If she be up, I'll speak with her. If not, let her lie still and dream. Good morrow, fairest sister. Your sweet hand.
Good morrow, sir. You lay out too much pains for purchasing but trouble. The thanks I give is telling you that I am poor of thanks and scarce can spare them.
Still, I swear I love you.
Oh, if you had said so, 'twere as deep with me. If you swear still, your recompense is still that I regard it not.
This is no answer.
But that you shall not say I yield being silent, I would not speak. I am much sorry, sir. You put me to forget the lady's manners by being so verbal. And learn now, for all that I, which know my heart, do hear pronounced by the very truth of it that I care not for you, and am so near the lack of charity to say I hate you, which I had rather you felt than make my boast.
You sin against obedience which you owe your father. For the contract you pretend with that base rent and one bread of alms and fostered with cold dishes with scraps of the court. It is no contract, none.
Profane fellow! Wert thou the son of Jupiter, and no more, but what thou art besides, thou wert too base to be his groom.
Oh, the south fog rot him!
He never can meet more mischance than come to be but named of thee. His meanest garment that ever hath but clipped his body is dearer in my respect than all the hairs above thee, or they all made such men. And how now, Pisanio?
His garment? Now the devil in his garment?
I am sprited with a fool, frighted and angered worse. Go bid my woman search for a jewel that too casually hath left mine arm. I do think I saw it this morning. Confident I am. Last night 'twas on my arm. I kissed it. I hope it be not gone to tell my lord that I kiss up, but he.
Will not be lost.
Good, go and search.
You have abused me. His meanest garment?
Aye, I said so. If you will make it an action, call witness to it.
I will inform your father.
Your mother, too. She is my good lady and will conceive, I hope, but the worst of me. So, I leave you, sir, to the worst of discontent.
I'll be revenged. His meanest garment? Well.
Fear it not, Hilaria, fear it not. I would I were so sure to win the king, as I am bold, her honor will remain hers.
What means do you make to him?
Not any, but abide the change of time. Quake in the present winter's state, and wish that warmer days would come. In these seared hopes I must die much your debtor.
Your very goodness and company o'erpays all I can do. Now by this time your king hath heard of great Augustus. Caius Lucius will do his commission thoroughly, and I think he'll grant the tribute, send the rearages, or look upon our Romans, whose remembrance is yet fresh in their grief.
I do believe that this will prove a war.
Oh, see, Iachimo.
The swiftest hearts have posted you by lands, and winds of all the corners kissed your sails to make your vessel nimble.
Welcome, sir.
I hope the briefness of your answer made the speediness of your return.
Your lady is one of the fairest I have looked upon.
And therewithal, the best.
Here are letters for you.
Was Caius Lucius in the Britain court when you were there?
He was expected then, but not approached.
All is well yet? Sparkles this stone as it was wont, or is not too dull for your good wearing?
If I have lost it, I should have lost the worth of it in gold. I'll make a journey twice as far to enjoy a second night of such sweet shortness which was mine in Britain, for the ring is won.
The stone's too hard to come by.
Not a whit, your lady being so easy.
Make not, sir, your loss your sport. I hope you know that we must not continue friends.
Good sir, we must if you keep covenant. I now profess myself the winner of her honor, together with your ring, and not the wronger of her or you, having proceeded but by both your wills.
If you can make it apparent that you have tasted her in bed, my hand and ring is yours. Proceed.
First, her bedchamber, where I confess I slept not, but profess had that was well worth watching. It was hanged with tapestry of silk and silver, a piece of work so bravely done, so rich, that it did strive in workmanship and value.
This is true, and this you might have heard of here by me or by some other.
More particulars must justify my knowledge.
So they must, or do your honor injury.
The chimney is south the chamber, the chimney piece chaste Diane bathing.
This is a thing which you might from relation likewise reap, being as it is much spoke
The
of.
roof of the chamber with golden cherubims is spreaded.
Description of her chamber, nothing saves the wager you have laid.
Then if you can, be pale. I beg but leave to air this jewel. See? And now 'tis up again. It must be married to that your diamond. I'll keep them.
Once more, let me behold it. Is it that which I left with her?
Sir, I thank her that she stripped it from her arm. I see her yet, and yet her pretty action did outsell her gift, and yet enriched it too. She gave it me, and said she prized it once.
Maybe she plucked it off to send it me.
She writes so to you, does she?
Oh, no. 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 'Tis true. Here, take this too. It is a basilisk into mine eye. It kills me to look on it. Let there be no honor where there is beauty, truth where semblance, love where there's another man. The vows of women of no more bondage be to where they are made than they are to their virtues, which is nothing, above measure full.
Have patience, sir, and take your ring again. 'Tis not one. It may be probable she lost it, or who knows if one her women, being corrupted, have stolen it from her.
Very true, and so I hope he came by it. Back my ring. Render to me some corporal sign about her more evident than this, for this was stolen.
'Tis true. I had it from her arm.
Nay, keep the ring, though she would not lose it. So he hath enjoyed her. He hath bought the name of whore thus dearly. There, take thy hire, and all the fiends of hell divide themselves between you.
Sir, have patience. This is not strong enough to be believed of one persuaded well
Ever
of.
talk on it. He has been colted by her.
If you seek for further satisfying, under her breast lies a mole. Right proud of that most delicate lodging, by my life I kissed it. And it did give me present hunger to feed again, though full. You do remember the stain upon her?
Aye. And it doth confirm another stain as big as hell can hold, or there no more but it.
Will you hear more? I'll be sworn.
No swearing! If you will swear you have not done it, you lie, and I will kill thee if thou dost deny thou'st made me cuckold.
I'll deny nothing.
You have won! Enough!
Oh,
Enough!
I had her here to tear her limb meal. I will go there and do it in the court before her father. I'll do something.
Quite besides the government of patience.
Vengeance. Vengeance! Me, of my lawful pleasure she restrained, and prayed me off forbearance, that I thought her as chaste as unsunned snow. Oh, the devils. There's no motion that tends to vice in man, but I affirm it is the woman's part. Be it lying, note it, the woman's, flattering hers, deceiving hers, lust and rank thoughts hers, revenges hers, ambitions, covetings, change of prides, disdain, nice longing, slander, mutability, all faults that have a name, nay, that hell knows. The very devil cannot plague them better.
Bassanio! Bassanio, hast thou seen it?
Not yet, ma'am.
Hast thou seen a bracelet?
Bracelet.
No? No?
Was it the silver one?
Hast thou seen a bracelet? A bracelet? Blue gold? No? Bassanio!
No, ma'am, nothing. Try the back door.
Okay.
Now say, Caius Lucius, what would Augustus Caesar with us?
When Julius Caesar, whose remembrance yet lives in men's eyes and will to ears and tongues be theme and hearing ever, was in this Britain and conquered it, thine uncle in his succession granted Rome a tribute, yearly 3,000 pounds, which by thee lately is left untendered.
Well, and to kill the marvels shall be so ever.
There be many Caesars ere such another Julius. Britain is a world by itself, and we will nothing pay for wearing our own noses.
Yeah, and a kind of conquest Caesar made here, but made not here his brag of came and saw and overcame.
Go! There's no more tribute to be paid. Our kingdom is stronger than it was at that time, and as I said, there's no more such Caesar. Well, others of them may have crooked noses, but to owe such straight arms, none.
Son, let your mother end.
Why tribute? Why should we pay tribute? If Caesar can hide the sun from us with a blanket, or put the moon in his pocket, we'll pay him tribute for life. Else, sir, no more tribute, pray you now.
You must know, till the injurious Romans did extort this tribute from us, we were free.
Yes.
Caesar's ambition, which swelled so much it did almost stretch the sides of the world, against all color here did put the yoke upon us, which to shake off becomes a warlike people, which we reckon ourselves to be. Say this to Caesar.
I am sorry that I am to pronounce Augustus Caesar, Caesar that hath more kings his servants than thyself domestic officers, thine enemy. Receive it from me then. War and confusion in Caesar's name pronounce I against thee.
I know your master's pleasure, and he mine. All the remain is welcome.
How? Of adultery. Wherefore write you not what monsters her accuser, Leonatus? Oh, my master! What a strange infection is fallen into thy ear. What false Italian, as poisonous tongued as handed, has prevailed on thy too ready hearing? Disloyal? No, she is punished for her truth, and undergoes more goddess-like than wife-like such assaults as would take in some virtue. Oh, my master, thy mind to her is now as low as were thy fortunes. How? How that I should murder her against the truth and vows which I have made unto thy command? Her blood. If it be so, to do good service, never let me be counted serviceable. Do it. The letter I have sent her shall give thee opportunity. Oh, damned paper. Lo, here she comes. I am ignorant of what I am commanded.
How now, Bassanio?
Ma'am, a letter from my lord.
Who? Thy lord that is my lord, Leonatus? Oh, learned indeed were that astronomer that knew the stars as I his characters. He lay the future open. Good news. Take notice that I am in Wales at Milford Haven. What your own love will out of this advise you follow. For a horse with wings!
Twixt sun and sun, madam's enough for you. Too much, too.
Why, one that rode to his execution, man, could never go so slow. But this is foolery. Go bid my woman feign a sickness, and provide me presently a riding suit, no costlier than would fit a Franklin's housewife.
Madam, you had best consider.
No, I see before me, man. Nor hear, nor what ensues, but have a fog in them I cannot look through. Away, I prithee, do as I bid thee. There's no more to say. Accessible is none, but Milford lay.
A goodly day not to keep house with such whose roofs as low as ours. Hail, thou fair nature. We house i' the rock, yet use thee not so heartily as prouder livers do.
Hail, nature.
And now for our mountain sport, up to yon hill. Your legs are young. I'll dress this. Consider, when thou above do perceive me as a crow, that it is place, which lessens and sets off, and then you may revolve with tales I have told you, of courts, of princes, of the tricks in war, to apprehend thus draws us a profit from all things we see, and to our comfort shall we find the sharded beetle in a safer hold that is the full-winged eagle. Oh, this life is nobler than attending for a check, richer than rustling in unpaid forces.
No, see, out of your proof you speak, but I, poor, unfledged, have never winged from view of the nest, nor know not what heirs from whom. Happily this life is best, if quiet life be best. Sweeter to you than have a sharper known, but unto me, it's a cell of ignorance. What should I speak of when I'm as old as you? Oh, when I shall hear the wind and rain beat dark December. And how, in this pinching cave, should I discourse the freezing hours? Are you listening to me? I have seen nothing. I am beastly. As subtle as the fox for prey, as warlike as the wolf for what we eat. Our valor is to chase what flies. Our cage we make a choir as doth the prisoned bird, and sing our bondage freely. And, oh, God,
How you speak! Did you but know the city's usuries and felt them knowingly? The art of the court. As hard to leave as keep, whose top to climb is certain folly.
I know.
So slippery that the fear's as bad as folly. Cymbeline loved me, and then was I as a tree, whose boughs did bend with fruit, but in one night, a storm, or a robbery, call it what you will, shook down my mellow hangings, nay, my leaves, and left me bare to weather.
Oh, uncertain favor.
My fault being nothing, as I've told you oft, yet followed my banishment in this 20 years, this rock, and these surroundings have been my world where I have lived at honest freedom.
Yeah.
But up to the mountains. This is not hunter's language. If you strike the venison first, you shall be queen of the feast. How hard it is to hide the sparks of nature. This youth little knows she is offspring of the king, nor Cymbeline dreams that she was even born, and though trained up thus meanly in the cave, nature prompts her in simple and low things to prince it quite beyond the trick of others. Oh, Cymbeline, my conscience knows thou didst wherein I wandered with child into this wilderness. The game is up.
Thou toldst me when we came from Horse, the place was near at hand. Never longed my mother so to see me first as I have now. Bassanio, man, where is Posthumus? Huh? What is in my mind that makes thee stare thus? What's the matter? Why tenderest thou that paper to me with a look untender? My husband's hand.
These you read, madam, and you shall find me, wretched man, a thing the most disdained of fortune. What need I draw my sword? The paper hath cut her throat already. No, 'tis slander, whose edge is sharper than the sword, whose tongue outvenoms all the worms of the Nile, whose breath rides on the posting winds and doth belie all corners of the world. What cheer, madam?
False to his bed? What is it to be false? To lie and watch there and to think on him? To weep twixt clock and clock if sleep charged nature to break it with a fearful dream of him and cry myself awake. That's false to his bed? Is it?
Alas, good lady.
I? False? My conscience witness. Poor I am stale, a garment out of fashion. And for I am richer than to hang by the walls, I must be ripped to pieces with me. Men's vows are women's traitors.
Madam, hear me,
No, come, fellow. Be thou honest. Do thy master's bidding. Look, I draw the knife myself. Take it and hit the innocent mansion of my love, my heart. Do his bidding. Strike. Thou mayest be valiant in a better cause, but now thou seemst a coward.
Oh, hence, vile instrument, you shall not damn my hand.
Why? I must die. And if I do not by thy hand, thou art no servant of thy masters.
No!
Against self-slaughter there is a prohibition so divine that cravens my weak hand. Come. Come! Here's my heart! But what's here? The scriptures of my loyal Leonatus all turned to heresy. Away! Away, corrupters of my faith! You shall no more be stomachers to my heart. Oh, for thee, dispatch the lamb, entreat the butcher. Thou art too slow to do thy master's bidding when I desire it too.
Alas, good lady, since I received instruction to do this business, I have not slept one wink.
Well, do it, and to bed then.
I will wake mine eyeballs first.
Wherefore then didst undertake it? Why hast thou abused so many miles with a pretense, this place, mine action, and thine own?
But to win time, to lose so bad employment, in the which I have considered of a course. Good lady, hear me with patience.
Talk thy tongue weary, speak.
Then I thought you would not back again.
Most like bringing me here to kill me.
Not so neither. But if I am as wise as I am honest, then my purpose will prove well. It cannot be but that my master is abused. Some villain hath done you both this cursed injury.
Some Roman courtesan?
No. No, on my life. I'll give but notice you are dead, and send some bloody sign of it. For so it is commanded. You will be missed at court, and that will well confirm it.
Oh, my good fellow, what shall I do the while? Where bide? How live? Or in my life what comfort when I am dead to my husband?
If you'll back to the court.
No court, no father, nor no more ado with that harsh, noble, simple nothing, that Cloten, whose love suit hath been as fearful as a siege.
If not at court, then not in Britain must you bide.
Where then? Hath Britain all the sun that shines? Day, night? Are they not but in Britain? In the world's volume, our Britain seems as of it, but not in it. In a great pool, a swan's nest. Prithee, think, there's livers out of Britain.
I am glad to hear you think on other place. The ambassador Lucius the Roman comes to Milford Haven tomorrow. Now, if you can wear a mind dark as your fortune is, but disguise that which to appear itself may not yet be, but by itself danger, then you can tread a course pretty and full of view, yea, near the residence of Posthumus.
Oh, for such means, though peril to my modesty, not death on't, I would adventure.
Then, here's to the point. You must forget to be a woman.
Oh, nay, be brief. I see into thy end, and am almost a man already.
First, but appear to be like one. For thinking this, I have provided in this cloak bag doublet, hat, hose, all that answer to them.
Away, I prithee. There's more to be considered, but well, even all that good time will give us. This attempt, I am soldier to, and will abide it with a prince's courage. Away, I prithee.
Well, madam, we must take a short farewell. Lest, being missed at court, I be suspected of your carriage therefrom.
Pisanio.
Most noble mistress. Here, I have a vial from the queen. What's in't is precious. Aha. If you are sick at sea or stomach qualmed at land, a dram of this will drive away distemper. Now, to some shade and fit you to your manhood.
Amen. I thank thee.
Go.
Stand ready.
Lucius goes hence frowning, but it honors us that we have given him cause.
'Tis all the better.
Lucius has already wrote to the emperor how it goes here. It fits us, therefore, ripely, our chariots and our horsemen be in readiness. The powers that he already hath will soon be drawn forth when he moves his war for Britain.
'Tis not sleepy business must be looked to speedily and strongly.
Our expectation that it would be thus hath made us forward. But, my gentle queen, where is our daughter? She has not appeared before the Roman, nor to us has tendered the duty of the day. Call her before us.
Since the exile of Posthumus, most retired hath her life been. The cure whereof, my lord, 'tis time must do. Beseech your majesty, forbear sharp speeches with her.
Find her out.
Where is she, son? How can her contempt be answered?
Please you, sir, her chambers are all locked, and there's no answer that will be made to the loudest of noise we make.
Her doors locked? Not seen of late? Grant heavens, that which I fear prove false.
That man of hers, Pisanio, her servant, I've not seen these 2 days. Go.
Pisanio, thou that stands so for Posthumus, he hath a drug of mine. I pray his absence proceed by swallowing that. For he believes it's a thing most precious. Oh, but for her, where is she gone? Happily despair hath seized her, or winged with fervor for her love, she's flown to her desired Posthumus. Gone she is, either to death or to dishonor, and my end could make good use of either. For she being down, well, I have the placing of the British crown.
Attend the king.
How now, my son?
For certain she is fled.
Ooh. Okay.
Go in and cheer the king. He rages, none dare come about him.
Oh, 'tis all the better. May this night forestall him of the coming day.
I love and hate Imogen. For she's fair and royal, and that she hath all courtly parts more exquisite than ladies. Woman. From everyone the best she hath, and she of all compounded outsells them all. I love her, therefore. But disdaining me and throwing favors on the low Posthumus slanders so her judgment that what's else rare is choked. And in that point I will conclude to hate her. Nay, indeed, to be revenged upon her, for when fools shall be allowed... Who's here? What, are you packing, Sirrah? Come hither. Where's thy lady?
All worthy lord.
All worthy villain, discover where thy mistress is at once, at the next word. No more, worthy lord, speak, or thy silence on the instant is thy condemnation and thy death.
My lord, this letter is the history of my knowledge touching her flight.
Let's see it. I will pursue her even to Augustus' throne.
She's far enough, and what he learns by this may prove his travail, not her danger. I'll write, my lord, that Imogen is slain. Oh, Imogen, safe mayest thou wander, safe return again.
Take notice that I am in Wales at Milford Haven. What your own love will out of this... Sirrah, is this letter true?
Sir, as I think.
It's Posthumus' hand, I know it. Sirrah, if thou wouldst not be a villain, but do me true service, that is, what villainy soe'er I bid thee do, to perform it directly and truly, I should think thee an honest man. Well, thou shouldst neither want my means for thy relief, nor my voice for thy preferment.
Well, sir?
Wilt thou serve me?
Sir, I will.
Oh, give me thy hand. Hast any of thy late master's garments in thy possession?
I have, my lord, at my residence, the suit he wore when he took leave of my lady.
Oh, the first service thou dost me, go and fetch that suit hither. Go. Go. Meet thee at Milford Haven. Even there, thou villain Posthumus, will I kill thee. Would these garments were come. She said, upon a time, the bitterness of it I now belch from my heart, that she held the very garment of Posthumus in more respect than my noble and natural person, together with the adornment of my qualities. I mean, come on. With that suit upon my back, will I ravish her. Oh, first kill him, and in her eyes, there shall she see my valor. Then to the court I'll knock her back, foot her home again. Be those the garments?
Aye, my lord.
How long is since she went to Milford Haven?
She can scarce be there yet.
Bring this apparel to my chamber. Be but duteous and true, preferment shall tender itself to thee. My revenge is now at Milford. Oh, would I had wings to follow it. Come, and be true.
Thou bidst me to my loss, for true to thee were to prove false, which I will never be, to her that is most true. I'll take Milford go, and find not her whom thou pursuest. This fool's speed be crossed with slowness. Labor be his meed.
I see a man's life is a tedious one. I have tired myself, and for 2 nights together have made the ground my bed. I should be sick, but that my resolution helps me. Milford, when from the mountaintop Asselin showed me thou wast within a ken, 2 beggars told me I could not miss my way.
Will poor folks lie that have afflictions on them, knowing 'tis a punishment or trial?
Yes, no wonder when rich ones scarce tell truth. To lapse in fullness is sorer than to lie for need, and falsehood is worse in kings than beggars. Posthumus, thou art one of the false ones. Now that I think on thee, my hunger's gone, but even before, I was at point to sink for food. But what is here? enter? Best draw my knife. For if mine enemy but fear the knife like me, he'll scarcely look on't.
You, Cadwal, have proved best hunter and are queen of the feast. Oh! Come, our stomachs will make what's homely savory. Weariness can snore upon the flint when resty sloth finds the down pillow hard. Now peace be here, poor house that keeps us.
Well, I'm weak with toil, yet strong in appetite.
Come not in, but that it should eat our victuals, I should think here were a fairy.
What's the matter?
Or an angel, or if not some earthly paragon. Behold, divineness no elder than a boy.
Oh, good people, harm me not. Before I entered, I called and thought you had begged or bought what I have took. Good troth, I have stolen not, nor would not have, had I found gold strewed in the floor. Here's money for my meat. I would have left it on the board as soon as I had made my meal and parted with prayers for the provider.
Money, youth? Well, all gold and silver rather turn to dirt, and 'tis no better reckoned but of those who worship dirty gods.
Know that if you kill me for my fault, I should have died had I not made it.
Whither bound?
To Milford Haven.
What's your name?
Fidel. I have a kinsman who is bound for Italy. He embarked at Milford, to whom, being going almost spent with hunger, I am fallen in this offense.
Prithee, fair youth, think us no churls, nor measure our good minds by this rude place we live in. Well encountered. 'Tis almost night. You should have better cheer ere you depart, and thanks to stay and eat it. Cadwal, bid him welcome.
I'll love him as my brother, and such a welcome as I give to him after long absence, such is yours, most welcome. Well, be sprightly, for you fall among friends.
Amongst friends like kindred. He rings on some distress.
Yeah, would I could free it.
Or I would ere it be.
Great men that had a court no bigger than this cave, that did attend themselves, and it had the virtue which their own conscience sealed them, could not outpeer these twain. I'd be companion with them, since Leonatus is false.
Come, we'll dress our hunt. Pretty fair youth, come in.
Yeah.
Discourse is heavy, fasting when we have supped. Will mannerly demand thee of thy story, so far as thou wilt speak it. Hey you, draw near.
Yeah.
Oh. All right.
Listen. The night to the owl, and the morn to the lark, less welcome.
Thanks.
I pray, draw near. You can go.
Ew. Oh, God.
I'm near to the place they should meet, if Pisanio have mapped it truly. Oh, get it. Get. Okay. There we go. Where? Get it. How fit his garments serve me, huh? Pretty good, right? Yeah. Why should his mistress, who was made by him that made the tailor, not be fit too, huh? I mean, lines of my body are as well drawn as his. No less young, more strong, not beneath him in fortune, but beyond him in the advantage of the time, and above him in birth. Yet this imperseverant thing loves him in my despite.
A bird.
Posthumus! Thy head, which is now growing upon thy shoulders, shall within this hour be off. Thy mistress enforced, thy garments cut to pieces before her face. And all this done, spurn her home to her father, who may haply be a little angry for my so rough usage. But my mother, having power of his testiness, shall put all into my commendation. Out, sword, unto a sore purpose. Fortune put them into my hand. This is the very description of their meeting place, and the fellow dares not deceive me.
Stay! You are not well. Remain in the cave. We will come to you after hunting.
Oh, brother, stay here. Are we not deepest kin? So we should be. But I am very sick. Oh, we'll go you to hunting. I'll bide with him. No, so sick I am not. Yet I am not well. I am ill. But your being by me cannot amend me. Pray you, trust me here. I'll rob none but myself, and let me die stealing so poorly. I love thee. I've spoken. How much the quantity, the weight, as much as I do love my mother.
What? How?
Well, if it be sin to say so, I know not why. I love this youth. And I have heard you say love's reasons without reason. Brother, farewell. I wish you sport. And to you health. These are kind creatures. What lies I have heard. Our courtiers say all's cruel but at court. I am sick still. Heart sick. Bassanio, I'll now taste of thy drug.
To the cave. To the cave. We have to leave. To the field. To the field. Pray you, go in and rest. We'll leave you for this time.
Yeah, will not be long away.
Pray be not sick.
Well or ill, I am bound to you.
And shall be ever. You, however distressed, appears he hath had good ancestors.
How angel-like he sings! Nobly he yokes, as smiling with a sigh, as if the sigh was that it was for not being such a smile.
It is a great morning. Come away. Who's here?
I cannot find those renegades. That villain has mocked me. I'm faint.
Renegades? He did us. I fear some ambush.
He is but one. Pray you away. Let me alone with him.
Soft! What art thou that fly me thus? Some villain mountaineer? What slave art thou?
Oh, a thing more slavish did I ne'er than answering a slave without a knock.
Oh, thou art a robber, a lawbreaker, a villain. Yield thee, thief!
What do to thee? What art thou? Not I an arm as big as thine, a heart as big. Well, thy words, I grant, are bigger, for I wear not my dagger in my mouth. Say what thou art, that I should yield to thee.
Thou villain base! Knowest me not by my clothes?
Thou art some fool, and I am loath to beat thee.
Thou injurious thief! Hear but my name and tremble!
What's thy name?
Clotton, thou villain!
Not double villain be thy name. I cannot tremble at it. Were it toad or adder, spider, 'twould move me sooner.
To thy further fear, nay, to thy mere confusion, thou shalt know I am son to the queen.
Oh, well, I'm sorry for it, not seeming so worthy as thy birth.
Thou art not afeard?
Those I reverence, those I fear. The wise and fools, I laugh, not fear them.
Die to death! Whoa. Yield, rustic mountaineer!
Worthy mother, what have we to lose but that he swore to take our lives? I mean, the law protects not us. And why should we be tender to let an arrogant piece of flesh threat us, play judge and executioner all himself? But we do fear the law. What company discover you abroad?
No single soul can we set eyes on.
Oh,
And in all safe
my
reason, he must have some
gosh.
attendance. It may be heard at court that such as we cave here, hunt here, are outlaws, and in time may make some stronger head.
Well, let ordinances come. Howsoever, I surely have done well.
I had no mind to hunt this day. The boy Fidel's sickness did make my way long forth.
With his own sword, which he did wave against my throat, I obtained his head from him. I'll throw it into the creek behind our rock and let it to the sea. Tell the fishes he's the queen's son. Clotton, that's all I reckon.
I fear 'twill be revenge.
Oh, whatever.
Oh! I would you not have done, though valor becomes you well enough. We will hunt no more today, nor seek for danger where there's no profit.
I've sent Clotton's claw pole down the stream an embassy to his mother, but his body is hostage for his return.
Go to Fidel, you and he play the cooks.
Oh, poor sick Fidel. Oh, I'll willingly to him. To gain his color, I'll let a parish of such Clotton's blood and praise myself for charity.
Go!
Oh, where'd he go? Fidel!
Divine nature, thyself thou blazonest in this most princely one. She is gentle as the zephyrs, blowing below the violets, and yet as rough. Her royal blood enchafed as the rudest wind. Yet still it is strange what Clotton's being here to us portends, or what his death will bring us.
The bird is dead, and we have made so much on. Oh, sweetest, fairest lily, now I wear thee not one half so well as when thou grewest thyself.
Oh, melancholy, whoever yet could sound thy bottom, how found you him?
Look, stark as you see, thus smiling, as if some fly had tickled slumber, not as death's daughter being laughed at, his right cheek just reposing on a cushion.
Why, he but sleeps. If he be gone, he'll make his grave a bed. With female fairies will his tomb be haunted, and worms will not come to thee.
Oh, what fairest flowers while summer lasts and I live here, Fidel, all sweeten thy sad grave. And when flowers are none, to winter grows
Prithee,
like...
have done. Let us bury him and not protract with admiration what is due debt to the grave.
Be it so, but mother, let us sing him to the ground.
Great griefs I see. Medicine for the less, for Clotton is quite forgot. He was a queen's son, child, and though he came our enemy, remember, he was paid for that. Pray you, fetch him hither. Thersites' body is as good as Ajax when neither are alive.
I'll fetch him and sing our songs the while. Oh, gosh.
Fear no more the heat of the sun, nor the furious winter's rages. Thou thy worldly cast down. Home art gone and ta'en thy wages. Golden lads and girls all must, as chimney sweepers come to die. Fear no more the frown of the great. Thou art past the time is low. Care no more to clothe and eat. To thee the reed is as the oak. Scepter learning physic must. I follow thee
We've done our obsequies. Now lay him to the ground.
The ground that gave them first has them again. Their pleasures here are past, so are their pain.
I have gone on my face. I'll lie down and sleep. But soft, no bedfellow. These flowers are like the pleasures of the world. This man, the care on't. I hope I dream. For so I thought I was a cave keeper and cook to honest creatures. But 'tis not so. 'Twas but a bolt of nothing, shot at nothing, which the brain makes of fumes. Our very eyes are sometimes like our judgments, blind. The dream's here still. Even when I wake, it is without me as within me, not imagined, felt. A headless man? The garments of Posthumus? I know the shape of his leg. But this is his hand. His foot, mercurial. His martial thigh, the bronze of Hercules. But his jovial face. Murder in heaven? How? 'Tis gone. Bassanio, conspiring with that unregulous devil Glutton, has here cut off my lord. Oh, Posthumus. Where is thy head? Where's that? I mean, where's that? Bassanio might have killed thee at the heart and left its head on. Oh, 'tis pregnant. Pregnant! The drug he gave me, that he said was precious and cordial to me, have I not found it murderous to the senses? That confirms it all! This is Bassanio's deed and Glutton! Oh! Give color to my pale cheek with thy blood, that we, the horrider, may seem to those which chance to find us. Oh, my lord! My lord!
The legions garrisoned in Gallia, attending us here at Milford Haven with their ships, they are here in readiness. The Senate hath stirred up the confiners and gentlemen of Italy, most willing spirits that promise noble service, and they come under the emperor's command. Soft ho, what trunk is here without his top? The ruin speaks that sometime it was a worthy building. How, a page? Or dead or sleeping on him? Or dead rather, for nature doth abhor to make his bed with the defunct or sleep upon the dead. Let's see the boy's face. Oh, he's alive. Young one, inform us of thy fortunes, for they crave to be demanded. Who is this thou makest thy bloody pillow? Who is't? What art thou?
I am nothing, or if not nothing, to be were better. This was my master, a very valiant Briton and a good, that here by mountaineers lies slain. Alas, there is no more such another master. I could travel from east to Occident, cry out for service, try many, all good, serve truly, never find such another master.
Back, good youth. Thou movest no less in thy complaining than thy master in bleeding. Say thy name, good friend.
Fidel, sir.
Thou dost approve thyself the very same. Thy name fits well thy faith, thy name. wilt take thy chance with me. I will not say thou shalt be so well mastered, but be sure no less beloved. Go with me.
I will follow you, but first I'll hide my master from the flies, and when with wildwood leaves and weeds have strewn his bed, I'll follow you. So please you entertain me.
Aye, good youth, and rather father thee than master thee. Be cheerful, wipe thine eyes. Some falls are means the happier to arise.
A fever with the absence of her son?
Aye.
A madness of which the queen's life is in danger. Oh, how deeply it all at once does touch me. Imogen, the great part of my comfort gone. My queen upon a desperate bed, and in a time when fearful wars point at me. Her son gone, so needful for this present. It strikes me past the hope of comfort. But for thee, fellow, whose needs must know of Imogen's departure and does seem so ignorant, will enforce it from thee by a sharp torture.
Sir, my life is yours. I humbly set it at your will. But for my mistress, I nothing know. Where she remains, why gone, or when she purposes return. For Claudian, there wants no diligence in seeking him. No doubt he will be found. So please, your majesty, the Roman legions, all from Gallia drawn, are landed on your coast with a supply of gentlemen by the Roman Senate sent.
And now, for the counsel of my son and queen, I am amazed with matter.
Good my liege, your preparations can affront no less than what they hear of. Come more, for more you're ready. The want is but to put those powers in motion that long to move.
I thank you. Let's withdraw and meet the time as it seeks us. We fear not what can from Italy annoy us, but we grieve at chances here. Away.
I heard no letter from my master since I wrote him Imogen was slain. 'Tis strange. Nor hear I from my mistress, who did promise to yield me often tidings. Neither know I what is betide to Claudian, but remain perplexed in all. Wherein I am false. I'm honest, not true to be true. Oh, all other doubts by time, let them be cleared. Fortune brings in some ships that are not steered.
Oh, Mother! The noise is round about us! Oh. You gotta look.
We'll hire to the mountains. There secure us. To the king's party, there's no going. What? Newness of Claudian's death, we being not known, not mustered among the bands, will drive us to a render where we have lived.
'Tis not likely they'll waste their time upon our note to know from whence we are. I pray you, to the army.
Have with you, child. And if in your country's wars you chance to die, that is my bed too, dear. And there I'll lie. Ow! Lead. Lead. The time thinks long, her blood thinks scorn, till it fly out and show her princess born. What?
Nay, bloody cloth, I'll keep thee. For I wished thou shouldst be colored thus. You married ones, if each of you should take this course, how many must murder wives much better than themselves for writing but a little? Oh, Pisanio! Every good servant does not all commands, no bond but to do just ones. Gods, if you should obtain vengeance on my faults, I never had lived to put on this. So would you save the noble Imogen to repent and struck me, wretch more worth your vengeance. I am brought hither among the Italian gentry, and to fight against my lady's kingdom. Oh, it is enough that Britain I have killed thy mistress. Peace, I'll give no wound to thee. I'll disrobe me of these Italian weeds, and suit myself as does a Briton peasant. So I'll fight against the part I come with. So I'll die for thee, oh, Imogen, even for whom my life is every breath a death.
The heaviness and guilt within my bosom takes off my manhood. I have belied a lady, the princess of this country, and the errant revengingly enfeebles me. Or could this Carl, a very drudge of nature, have subdued me in mine own profession? Knighthoods and honors born as I wear mine are titles but of scorn. If that be thy gentry, Britain, go before this lout as he exceeds our lords. The odds is that we scarce are men, and you are gods. Such as war were hoodwinked.
These are fresh supplies!
It is a day turned strangely, or betimes let's reinforce or fly.
Today, how many would have given their honors to have saved their carcasses, took heel to do it, and yet died too? I, in my own woe charmed, could not find death where I did hear him groan, nor feel him where he struck. Well, I will find him, for being now a favorer to the Britons, no more Briton. Fight I will no more, but yield me to the veriest hind that shall once touch my shoulder. For me, my ransom's death. On either side I come to spend my breath, which neither here I'll keep nor bear again, but end it by some means for Imogen. For Imogen's dear life take mine. Though 'tis not so dear, yet 'tis a life you coined it. Oh, Imogen, I'll speak to thee in silence.
Lucius is taken. 'Tis thought the rustic mountaineers were angels. Who's there?
A Roman, who had not now been drooping here if seconds had answered him.
Come, you dog, sir. You ready for death?
Over-roasted, rather, ready long ago.
Hanging's the word, sir. If you be ready for that, you're well cooked.
I am merrier to die than thou art to live.
Stand by my side. You, whom the day has made preservers of my throne. Woe is my heart that the soldier who so richly fought, whose rags, shame, gilded arms cannot be found.
He hath been searched among the dead and the living.
But no trace of him.
And you, the heart and brain of Britain, bow your knees. I create you companions to our person, and will fit you with dignities becoming your estates. Arise, my knights of the battle.
Get off your hands, sir.
Oh, thou comes not now, Caius, for tribute?
Consider, sir, the chance of war. The day was yours by accident. Had it gone with us, we should not, when the blood was cool, have threatened our prisoners with the sword. Since nothing but our lives may be ransomed, let it come. This one thing only I will entreat. My boy, a Briton born, let him be ransomed. Never master had a page so kind. Save him, sir, and spare no blood beside.
I have surely seen him. His favor is familiar to me. Pisanio.
Hail, great king.
There's business in this face. Why so sadly greet you our victory?
To sour your happiness, I must report the queen is dead.
How ended she?
With horror, madly dying, like her life, which, being cruel to the world, concluded most cruel to herself. What she confessed I will report, so please you.
Prithee, say.
First, she confessed she never loved you. Only married your royalty, was wife to your place, abhorred your person.
She alone knew this. And but she spoke it dying, I would not believe her lips in opening it. Proceed.
Your daughter, whom she bore in hand to love with such integrity, she did confess was as a scorpion to her sight, whose life, but that her flight prevented it, she had ta'en off by poison.
Oh, most delicate fiend! Who's it can read a woman? Is there more?
More, sir, and worse. She did confess she had for you a mortal mineral, which being took should by the minute feed on life, and lingering by inches waste you. In which time she purposed, when she had fitted you with her craft, to work her son into the adoption of the crown.
Mine eyes were not at fault, for she was beautiful. Nor my ears that heard her flattery, nor my heart that thought her like her seeming. It had been vicious to have mistrusted her. Yet, oh, my daughter, that it was folly in me, thou mayst say. Boy, thou hast looked thyself into my grace and art mine own. Ne'er thank thy master, live, and ask of Cymbeline what boon thou wilt, fitting my bounty in thy state. I'll give it. What wouldest thou, boy? Knowest him thou lookst on? Speak, wilt have him live? Is he thy kin, thy friend?
He is a Roman, no more kin to me than I to your highness, who, being born your vassal, am something nearer.
Wherefore eyest him so?
I'll tell you, sir, in private, if you please to give me hearing.
Aye, with all my heart.
Is not this boy revived from death?
One stand, another no more resembles that sweet, rosy lad who died and was Fidel. What think you?
The same dead thing alive. Oh, peace. Let's see further. If it were him, I'm sure he would have spoke to us.
But we saw him dead. Be silent. Let's see further.
Come, stand thou by my side. Make thy demand aloud. Sir, step you forth. Give answer to this boy, and do it freely, or by our greatness bitter torture shall winnow the truth from falsehood. On, speak to him.
My boon is that this gentleman may render of whom he had this ring.
What's that to him?
That diamond on your finger, say how it came yours.
Thou'lt torture me to leave unspoken that which to be spoke would torture thee.
How? Me?
By villainy I got this ring. 'Twas Leonatus' jewel, whom thou didst banish, which more may grieve thee, a nobler sir ne'er lived twixt the sky and ground. Wilt thou hear more, my lord?
All that belongs to this.
That paragon, thy daughter, for whom my heart drops blood and my false spirits quail to remember.
My daughter? What of her?
Upon a time it was in Rome, 'twas at a feast. The good Posthumus sitting sadly, hearing us praise our loves of Italy for beauty, for feature.
I stand on fire, come to the matter.
All too soon I shall. Your daughter's chastity, there it begins. He spake of her as Diane had hot dreams, and she alone were cold, whereat I, wretch, made scruple of his praise and wagered with him this ring. Away to Britain post I in this design, and to be brief, I returned with similar proof enough to make the noble Leonatus mad. Methinks I see him now.
Aye. So thou dost, Italian fiend. Give me cord, or knife, or poison, some upright justicer. I am Posthumus that killed thy daughter. A villain like I lie, that caused a lesser villain than myself, a sacrilegious thief, to do it. Every villain be called Posthumus Leonatus. Oh, Imogen, my queen, my wife, my wife.
Peace, my lord! Here!
I will play this, thou scornful page. There lie thy pardon.
Nurse, mistress, Leonatus, you ne'er killed Imogen till now. My mistress, wake you, my mistress.
Does the world go round?
How comes these staggers on me?
My mistress,
If this be so, I am struck to death with mortal joy.
how fares my mistress?
Oh, get thee from thy sight! Thou gavest me poison! Dangerous fellow!
No.
Hence! Breathe not where princes are!
The tune of Imogen.
That vial I had was sure thought by me a precious thing. I had it from the queen.
New matter still?
It poisoned me!
Oh God! I left out one thing which the queen confessed, which must approve thee honest. If Pisanio have, said she, given his mistress that confection which I gave him for cordial, she is served as I would serve a rat. Have you ta'en of it?
Most like I did, for I was dead. There was our error. This is sure Fidel.
What? Why did you throw your wedded lady from you? Think that you are upon a rock. Now throw me again.
Hang there like fruit, my soul, till the tree die.
How now? My flesh, my child. What, makest thou me a dullard in this act? Will thou not speak to me?
Your blessing, sir.
My tears thus fall, prove holy water on me. Imogen, the queen is dead.
I'm very sorry for it, my lord.
Oh, she was not. And long of her it was that we meet here so strangely. But her son is gone, we know not how nor where.
My lord, now fear is from me, I'll speak truth. Lord Claughton, upon my mistress's leaving, came to me with his sword drawn, foamed at the mouth, and swore if I discovered not which way she was gone, it was my certain death. I directed him to seek her on the mountains near to Milford. What became of him further, I nothing know.
Let me end the story. I slew him there.
The gods forfend! I would thy good deeds should not from my lips pluck a hard sentence. Prithee, valiant youth, deny it again.
Well, I spoke it, and I did it.
He was a prince.
A most incivil one. The wrongs he did me were nothing prince-like, but he did provoke me with language that would make me spurn the sea if it could so roar to me. I cut off his head, and I am right glad that he is not standing here to tell this tale of mine.
I am sorry for thee. By thine own tongue thou art condemned and must endure our law. Thou art dead.
That headless man, I thought had been my lord.
Bind the offender and take her from our presence.
Stay, Sir King! This one is better than the man she slew, as well descended as thyself, and has more of thee merited than a band of Claughtons had ever scar for. Let her alone. She was not born for bondage.
Why wilt thou undo the worth thou art unpaid for by tasting of our wrath? How of descent as good as we?
Thou hadst, great king, a wife who was called Valeria.
What of her? She is a banished traitor.
She it is that hath assumed this age, indeed a banished woman, I know not how a traitor.
Now take her hence, the whole world shall not save her.
Not too hot! First, pay me for the nursing of our child.
Nursing of our child?
She is the issue of your loins, my liege, and the blood of your begetting.
How our issue?
I am that, Valeria, whom you sometime banished, this gentle princess. For these 20 years have I trained up. Those arts she has, as I could put into her. Oh, my gracious Lord, here are your heirs, who are worthy to inlay heaven with stars.
If these be mine, I know not how to wish a family of more worth. What are you? Again, the mother to the birth of two.
Never mother rejoice deliverance more.
Blessed pray you be that after this strange starting from your orbs, you may reign in them now.
Oh, my gentle one, have we thus met?
Yeah.
You called me your own brother.
I know.
When I was but your sister. You kindred when we were so indeed.
Did you ere meet?
Ah, my good lord! And at first meeting loved, but continued so until we thought he died.
By the queen's dram she swallowed.
Oh, rare instinct, which I hear all through. This fierce abridgment hath to its circumstantial branches, which distinction should be rich in. Where, how lived you? And when came you to serve our Roman captive? How parted with your kindred? But nor the time nor place will serve our long interrogatories. See? Posthumous anchors upon Imogen, and she, like harmless lightning, throws her eye on him, her mother, her kindred, me, hitting each object with a joy. The counterchange is severally in all. Thou art my queen, and will hold thee ever.
You are my mother, too. And did relieve me to see this gracious season.
All are overjoyed, save these in bonds. Let them be joyful too, come, for they shall taste in our comfort. The forlorn soldier who so nobly fought, he would have well become this place and graced the thankings of a king.
I am, sir, the soldier that did company these two in poor beseeming. That I was he, speak, Iachimo. I had you down and might have made you finish.
I am down again, but now the heaviness of my conscience sinks my knee as then your force did. Take that life which I so often owe, but your ring first, and here the bracelet of the truest princess that ever swore her faith.
Kneel not to me. The power that I have on you is to spare you, the malice towards you to forgive you. Live and deal with others better.
Nobly doomed, we'll learn our freeness of a son-in-law. Pardons the word to all.
Well, you helped us, sir, as you did mean indeed to be my brother, and joyed am I that you are.
Your servant, princess.
My peace we will begin. Although the victor, we submit to Caesar and the Roman Empire, and will pay our wonted tribute, from the which we were dissuaded by our wicked queen.
The powers of the natural world do tune the harmony of this peace.
That peace will ratify, seal it with peace. Never was a war did cease with such a peace.
Oh.